Hi, this is Zac Woller Movie Ninja speaking, and this is Zac's Facts Cinema Edition. Now, this is the show where I review movies from different genres, such as action, adventure, fantasy, horror, animated films, and more. And this week, I'll be reviewing quite possibly one of my all-time favourite war films of all time, 1917, released in 2019. 1917 is a gripping, heartbreaking story filled with excellent long takes, an intense score by Thomas Newman, an impressive storyline, amazing set designs, outstanding cinematography by Roger Deakins, and visual effects that totally caught me off guard. 1917 is without a doubt one of the best World War I movies of all time. During World War I, we joined two British Lance Corporal soldiers, Schofield and Blake, played by George Mackay and Dean Charles Chapman, as they received seemingly impossible orders from General Ehrenmoor, played by Colin Firth. In a race against time, they must cross over enemy territory to deliver a message to Colonel Mackenzie, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, that could potentially save 1,600 of their fellow soldiers' lives, including Blake's own brother, played by Richard Madden. The movie came into the minds of director from Skyfall and Spectre, Sam Mendes, who actually dedicates this film to his late grandfather, Alfred H. Mendes, who served as a soldier in World War I. And where would Mr. Mendes be without his faithful cinematographer, Roger Deakins? I mean, his cinematography for 1917 is just pretty darn impressive. With the use of a small digital camera, the filmmakers would follow the actors either on foot, in a jeep, on a motorcycle, or on a crane rig. And the first time I watched the movie in cinemas, looking at the beautiful cinematography, I was like, wow. This movie, with the ability to make it look like it was all done in one continuous take, I'm impressed. Even though there were some invisible cuts, which the filmmakers had to stitch in together to make it look like it was all done in one continuous take. And for the sets of 1917, from the trenches, to the mineshaft, to the fields, to the church, and the burning church ruins, are just pretty damn impressive. And did you know that the production designers created the sets entirely from scratch, even at Pinewood Studios? And for the score of 1917? Composer Thomas Newman stepped in to record the score at London's famous Abbey Road Studios, which utilises an orchestra and synthesizers to tell the story of the two British Lance Corporal soldiers. And speaking of Thomas Newman, he was well known for composing such scores as The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, Skyfall, Spectre, and let's not forget Finding Nemo and Finding Dory. And did you know his score for 1917 actually earned him an Oscar nomination for Best Original Score, but lost to Joker. Bummer. So that's my review on 1917 so far. Now, if you haven't seen this masterpiece yet, I highly recommend that you skip to the end of the video now to hear my rating of the film, because there may be some spoiler alerts ahead. But, if you have seen the movie, here are a couple of scenes that blew my mind for the first time I watched it. The first scene that I'm going to talk about is the tripwire scene. And let me tell you, the explosion literally scared the hell out of me. Because the use of the rat dropping from the rafters is just enough to prepare you for the biggest jump scare you'll ever get. I mean, when the explosion was set off, it felt like the entire surround sound system was turned all the way up to 11. And when it did, it was so loud, I jumped from my seat, screamed in legit terror, and dropped the F-bomb. And when it was all over, I was breathing so hard, I felt like I haven't even taken a breath the whole time. I'm not kidding. I had never had such a loud jump scare in all my life. And to show you how it almost took my breath away, here is a clip from the scene called Tripwire Cave-In. Warning. If you're watching this clip using headphones, I highly recommend you turn the volume down, otherwise the explosion might be ringing in your ears. Enjoy.
Tripwire. Don't move.
Where is it?
Goes from here to the door.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, no!
Just give me a sec to catch my breath. Wow, that was even louder than in the cinema. Anyway, we have to get on. The second and final scene of the film, which I consider to be one of the greatest scenes in a war film, the battlefield sequence. And this is where Schofield is desperately trying to find Colonel Mackenzie through the explosion-filled trenches, and then he is told that the colonel was 300 yards away, and he worries that he wouldn't make it that far, what with all the explosions going off. But then, Schofield makes his decision, climbs over the trenches, and makes a painstaking 300-yard run with all the extras running to battle, and with the camera pulling back, without making a single cut! And did you know that in one of the takes, George Mackay ran into 2 extras by accident? They thought about going for another take, but the scene with the 2 accidents made the final cut to make it more realistic. And the first time watching the scene, I was like, wow. All that hard work with all the extras running to war and with George Mackay making his 300-yard run, I'm amazed and shocked. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat with my mouth opened wide. And to show you how I was filled with so much emotion from the scene, here's the clip from the scene called Battlefield Run. Wow, that was amazing. Anyway, and now, here's my final rating for 1917. For today, 1917 will be given a perfect rating of 5 stars. Well, that wraps it up for my very first movie review. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. Stay tuned for more movie reviews that I have coming up in the future. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and ring the bell to get notified about my latest videos. From all of us here, this is Zac Woller Movie Ninja, signing off.